Gabba Gabba, hey drunken cock fans, this is Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming from the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, and we're here to announce that you have found and stumbled upon our show. We're very happy to have you. If you found this on podcast platforms, you will be sorely disappointed in the magic entertainment. However, the video will be uploaded to YouTube and Facebook. Remember, this show is an adult show, contains adult content. Have fun, stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. I am, of course, Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming, and you've stumbled on the Drunken Under Quarantine Show. We're on episode 4. Unfortunately, Collen won't be with us. He's working on a big project right now that he's going to be very excited when he can finally announce. But we got Kaptain Granite on the couch. GW and I are going to kill it, and let's get this.
Show me your tits. This is a weird show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Drunken Under Quarantine Show, Season 2, Episode 4, presented by the Woolen Comedy Club. I, of course, am Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming. We're here with GW Foley and Kaptain Granite, and we got a lot to go through tonight. We're going to catch up with Kaptain, see how New Hampshire's doing, how the moto vlog scene is recovering. We're going to talk about surprising facts and why the drunk is this news. We're going to talk about a viral article that was awesome. We're going to talk about some of the troops going back home from DC. And at the end, 3 married guys are going to discuss dating apps, which should be fairly enlightening. But without further ado, welcoming to our spotlight stage, my good friend, the guy who's always there for me. Please welcome Mr. GW Foley.
Yeah! What's up? Thanks, a Wednesday night, motherfuckers! Too excited. Yeah. Too excited. Took a nap earlier today, and now I'm all fucking pumped up. Yeah. I don't know how long I can keep that up. That was a lot of now I'm just kind of lightheaded, going, whoa, need to chill the fuck out, man. Yeah, so my mom put me on blast on Facebook today. It was quite sad. I put up a link for my podcast. Check it out, Foley Kills the Podcast on YouTube. And put a link on my Facebook page to get people to go there. And she's like, I liked it until I fell asleep. I'm like, wow, thanks, Mom. I'm that boring that you fell asleep at your computer. That's really a really great thing for your son to hear. Like not like, oh my God, that was so fantastic. It was kind of boring and put me to sleep. And next time I'm gonna skip the Ambien and just watch your fucking podcast. That's what she said. And I know she meant it in the nicest way possible. Because my mom is like the embodiment of grandma, which is really weird. Like, she's been like that ever since I was young. So like I was 21 and full of piss and vinegar and fucking rock and roller, and she would treat me like a grandchild. And it's just like, you're totally ruined this whole rebellion thing. Well, just as long as you're happy, honey. That's and now I'm 41 and still a rock and roller, and she still treats me the same way. I'm like, you have actual grandkids now. Like you don't. We can have an adult relationship. You don't need to treat me like a grandkid. You have some, but she's Italian and I'm the baby boy, so I'll always be the baby boy, regardless of how big I get. She likes to say that she could still put me over her knee if I did something wrong, which probably is true, but she doesn't realize that I'd break her fucking knee by landing on it. So, take that, spankings. Think I'm not prepared to land on a bitch just because she is older than me and raised me and changed my shitty diapers? No. Drop the elbow on her. I don't. She's probably asleep right now and isn't watching, so it's okay that I say all of these things. Now, when she actually watches the show next time, she's gonna be like, "What the fuck? I'm nothing but nice to you, and this is how you treat me." Like, yeah, you should hear the things when I'm not being recorded on the internet. Those are the more impressive things. I got a new neighbor today. And I felt bad. She pulled up with somebody, I don't know, her father, her boyfriend, her husband, I don't know, one of those three. And as soon as she pulled up, it started downpouring. And so she was moving boxes in the rain. And I was staring out of my apartment watching her, going, I should help. I'm not going to. Because it's wet outside, but I should help. But she got most of her stuff in, and now she's gone. She seems really nice, which is good. The previous neighbor above me liked to listen to like weird EDM music when he got out of work, which is a weird time to want to do blow. I guess that's my thought. I don't know. Like blow always seems like a nighttime drug, and not necessarily I want to unwind with a beer. Maybe all three. That's excellent. I saw Nick's comment and just got all sorts of fucked up with that. I'm like, what's he talking about? Oh yeah, that's right. He's talking about that part. I went outside to have a cigarette when they were moving, and all I was doing was just watching. Like I felt like the creepy neighbor, and like, "What you doing around these parts? This is your life now. You're one of us. Google gobble, one of us." We live in a fucking freak's house. It's nice. Like I always tell my new neighbors, I'm like, I'm probably the most dickish out of all my neighbors, which is saying a lot. Like I try to like stay away. Like I do my own thing in my apartment. I try to be quiet most of the times, except for Wednesday fucking night where I fucking yell on my computer. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, like I'm probably the most dickhole because I actually have like electric guitars and bass guitars and shit like that can shake an entire fucking building, which I haven't played lately, but I need to. I need to get some music out, some grooves, like shake my ass a little bit as I'm thumping my bass. But like I'm seriously the big dick because I'm always outside smoking because I can't smoke in my apartment, and I'm just always sitting there just going like, wonder what everyone fucking thinks of me. Like they can't go out to their vehicle without seeing this. I don't know. They seem, everyone says hi, so maybe they're just saying that because they think it's a fucking shaved bear. I don't know, but that's it for my time. Let's turn it over to Hickory and see what's going on.
Thank you, gentlemen, for being here. Nick, I saw the comment. Happy hump day to you, my friend. Tonight, I'm going to show you a quick little demonstration. This is going to be a quick lesson and why you should never play poker with a magician. And it's not because just a quick demonstration that those cards are different. Not that we, like cheat or lie all the time. It's that we have a very complex understanding of cards and how they work, and we can do interesting things. Like, see, if I was to cut a deck 3 times and cut to a card, and say I cut to like a 10, I could put that 10 down and then literally cut the deck 3 more times and cut to the same card, which is something that, like a lot of normies can't do. Well, and sometimes Hickory can't either. You know, like that. But sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And we'll just throw that one down there. And sometimes it works. The real trick is when you get messed up like this. When you're in a spot and you don't know quite what to do, and you're like, well, I guess I'll just cut it 3 more times, and we'll go from there and see if it works again. And sometimes it doesn't, which is part of the fun. And you cut to another 10, and you're like, well, that's not awful, I suppose. We could put another card down, and then maybe, just maybe, Hickory would be able to pull it off like one last time. There's probably a good chance that he wouldn't, though. He would he'd go through and like attempt, but he's not sure if it would work. And yeah, it would. He would actually cut to another 10, which is interesting. I'm not entirely sure how this works. The crazy part is that if Hickory was to like mess up a little bit, like he's pretty good at this point, he might, I don't know, he might cut to like say a king. That would be a mistake on his end. Which what does happen, sometimes a magician messes up like that, and what he could do is say take a king and rub it on the 3 10s and like turn those 10s into kings.
Ha!
Right, which would be like pretty impressive to a layman. They might think that's cool, but something else he could do would be a magician might be able to like go through here. And you'd see that there was only like 4 red cards facing the wrong way in the deck. And if he was to take those out, you'd realize that might be where the 10s ended up. We're back in the middle. But even crazier than that, once in a while, a magician will take a red deck and he'll do something like this. He'll flick it, and he'll turn the entire deck blue.
Holy shit.
So, this is just a quick lesson on why you should never attempt to play poker with a magician. Poorly displayed by Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming. But that's why he is the Drunken Underwhelming, because it's not always perfect. And sometimes things go awry, but they work out. Not to mention it's hot as hell in here. My hands are sweaty, okay? I'm not in perfect card handling conditions like I was in the casino. I've got excuses. Anyways, we're going to keep the show right on the road and pass it over to our good friend, welcoming to our spotlight stage, Mr. Kaptain Granite.
Howdy.
Hey!
I'm back.
Woo!
Yeah!
How you guys been?
Good, man.
Not too bad.
Thank you guys for having me back.
Thanks for coming back.
Yeah, man. New Hampshire hasn't been too bad. Things are starting to open back up over here. I'm now back working at the office, so I get to actually leave the house and put on pants.
Yeah. That's a bummer.
Yeah, I'm not used to jeans again, and wearing cutoff jeans is just a no, I guess. And I have to file paperwork too, apparently. But yeah, getting the bike out again was nice. Just to feel the wind back in your face. The good news is Laconia Bike Week is officially back on 100%.
Hell yeah.
Vendors, demos, everything. Beer tent. The biggest thing was they were going to do 75%, I think. And then a bunch of people went down to town hall and were like, no, you do 100% or nobody's coming. And basically forced their hand.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing was the beer tent. They said no beer tent, and they're just like, no beer? Are you kidding me? They were just all up in arms about no beer. So the bikers now get their Bud Light and probably White Claw, I would assume. But yeah, it's all back up and open. My channel has kicked back up.
Nice.
So now I'm doing videos every Wednesday. Just trying to get as much content as I can before winter decides to show back up here, because it goes by quick up here.
Very.
But yeah, that's pretty much the update from me.
Okay. Well, we'll see you in a second to talk show. Captain, thank you for being on, my friend. It's good to have you back. Collen can't be here with us, unfortunately. That's why AOC is crying off to your left.
There.
A couple good comments. First, I want to say, Lukester, if you're still watching, this is actually my buddy's son and a guy I work with my Muggle job, Matt, and he's my cousin from Boston. We're going to have him call into the show at some point. But he has a Minecraft channel to anybody who's interested in Minecraft content. I personally, I'm really just confused every time I watch it because it just goes so fast, man. I can't keep track of it. I don't know how the mechanics work, but he's got a fun channel, and I've had some fun watching a couple of his videos. Nick writes in, "Happy Hump Day, fellas." Thank you, Nick. It's good to see you. He also said, "Let's go to Foxwoods," which I would say, yeah, it's a good idea. I personally am a Mohegan Sun fan. I like that place.
And I'm not there.
Nice.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was weird. I had to drive down in a snowstorm where there was 2 feet of snow on 91, and no one showed up for the show. So I'm like, I risked my life for $60. This is great.
Now
that's comedy for you.
Free drinks though?
Nope. Had to buy my own food and drink.
They're like gamblers get drinks, but comedians, no, thank you.
I didn't even get a bottle of water.
Oh, that's brutal.
Wow.
Yeah, that's rough. So kind of went over it. We'll get right into the first topic. Captain went over a little bit of it, but we figured ask a little bit more. Catching up with Captain. How's New Hampshire doing? And how's the moto scene recovering? First off, New Hampshire, you guys are back to almost full open over there?
Almost full open, yeah. A lot of the places are, if you've had both the shots, you don't have to wear a mask anymore, nothing. If you haven't, you still have to wear it.
Is it what's the ratio when you go somewhere for masked versus unmasked people now? Are they all still wearing masks like they are here, or is it like a little?
I would
more?
say you'd probably find like 3 people at a restaurant wearing their mask, and then everyone else will have it in their hand. And they're just like looking around, like no one else is wearing it, and just put it in their pocket and walk around. I mean, that's what I do. I'm like, I walk around. I'm like,
Yeah, kind of feel it out, make sure everybody's comfy, and then.
I mean, I haven't gotten the shot. Like I haven't.
I haven't because I haven't had time, to be honest. I'm working so much right now that it's like I can't afford the 2 or 3 days of feeling like crap is really my issue.
How the fuck am I the most responsible person in this show? Like the jobless fat guy is like.
Well, because if you felt like shit for a couple days after your second shot, it didn't like derail your life.
I have been told, because my job, I have to fly and go to like Indonesia and China and whatnot, that once the point gets to I have to go there, I'm gonna have to get the shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
We almost did this past weekend. It seemed like a sign. Okay, so one of the jokes I made early on when I was like a little more hesitant, and I've really come around on it, but I was more hesitant. I always joked with people. They're like, "When are you going to get the shot, Hickory?" And I always said, when I can get the shot in between my driveway and the driveway of my job, because those are pretty much the only 2 places I'm going. And I don't want to have to drive 2 hours and book out an appointment a week ahead of time to do it. I want it to be convenient. And I drove home on Saturday night or Saturday afternoon, and I got a phone call from the beautiful assistant. And she's like, "Hickory, there's a mobile vaccination station in the parking lot of Long Trail." I was like,
Damn.
there's free vaccines at my favorite spot. Like this is a fucking sign if there ever was one. But then we talked it through for a minute, and we had a pretty big important obligation that we had to commit to on Monday, and we're just like, no, we can't afford to feel like crap on Monday because we'd be letting 20 or 30 people down. It's not just her and I like, oh, it's our day off, we can do whatever. It's like, no, we've been really busy. So that's been the issue lately, is that finding 2 to 3 days that I could take off just to like recover. And not saying I will have a negative, or a negative reaction, but seems
just in case you do.
It seems to be at least a quarter of the people that I work with have had to take 2 or 3 days off afterwards. Yeah. And so I wonder,
they're a bunch of pussies.
That's what I thought initially too. But Nick said, does it come with free drinks? And that was my question too. Do I get a free beer?
The other thing is, like, my wife has a doctor's appointment on Friday because she is pregnant.
Oh,
so congratulations.
Thank you, sir. So it's one of those things, like, we were kind of on the fence of getting it, and then it was like, you're pregnant. Do we get it? So it's to the point where we're just going to be like, oh, doctor, tell us.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best piece of advice that we would give as a show, is talk to your medical professional, because none of us are medical professionals, or do we claim to be. And
that's an understatement.
Yeah, we're not really professionals in anything. So I like to pretend I'm a professional comedian or magician once in a while, and I'm always like, well, I get paid to do it. I'm kind of professional. Nick said, congratulations, Captain.
Thank you, Nick.
So that's awesome. How far along are you guys?
Going on 11 or 12 weeks.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yep. So I would definitely ask the doctor on that one, man.
Yeah.
Who knows? It's hard to judge. And that's one of the ones that I heard there was like, pump the brakes. But yet again, who knows? That's what the TV said. Don't trust them, trust your doctor.
And plus, I mean, if I am going to have to go to work in China, I mean, I heard they have a suppository one, so.
Are you excited about that?
It seems like a pain in the ass.
Exactly.
I heard that was one of the perks of going over to China to work.
I'm going to book my plane ticket.
They're probably pretty cheap right now because nobody wants to travel, right?
I'm gonna make sure I get first class so I get the more cushiony seat after.
Sir, do you have a donut I can sit on?
Hot towel? Yes.
I have been known to gift people things from Amazon, so be careful what you ask for.
Jason comments in, also says congratulations. Jason, Nick, thank you guys for being here. They're part of the dedicated fan base that we've accrued, and pretty happy to have those guys around. We'll move right into the first topic of the night, which is why the drunk is this news. McDonald's doesn't pay enough. I don't know why we have news articles right now circulating about a common known fact. What did you guys think? You think this is newsworthy? How starved are we?
I think it is newsworthy just because of the fact that water is wet and grass is green.
Is up, and down, down? Oh, okay.
Down is up is down. And are we actually going to get into the article a little bit?
Oh, yeah. I was going to pull it up. I just wanted to get a couple quick opinions first before we.
How much are we paying the robots?
This is a good question. I want to know how much the robot that salts my fries is actually getting.
Because you know what? Using one of those kiosks when you first walk in with a touchscreen to make your order, that's a lot of fun. It's like playing a video game before you get your meal.
I got to say, that's my favorite part, but mostly because I don't feel guilty about asking for modifications when I'm on the kiosk, is that I can just do whatever I want with the food, and I can add all sorts of stuff, and I don't have that like guilt from being like,
30 packets of ketchup,
or like ordering putting mayo on something that doesn't come with mayo. Like I don't feel guilty when I'm not like ordering it by voice and I'm just punching it in the computer. So
Yeah.
I will.
I've noticed that too. I have the Applebee's app on my phone, and I will just sit there, and if they have like modifications, I'll just go crazy and order a bunch of crazy shit for my fucking food, like things that I would not do in a restaurant, like things like I know better to ask for some of the modifications that I ask for, because that's how you get spit in your food.
No substitutions.
The Applebee's app thing is weird too because you can order mixed drinks.
Yeah.
And so the beautiful assistant and I found ourselves in Rutland running errands late one night a couple weeks ago, and she's like, hey, we should Applebee's has their new shark cocktail out. We should get one of those. And I was like, well, we got to order food, right? You can't just like order a couple cocktails to go, which would be a great business strategy. But she was like, no. So there we are driving down the road to go grocery shopping after we hit up Applebee's for a mixed drink, eating breadsticks and dipping them in cheese while we're driving. I was just like, and this is how Applebee's became the new McDonald's. This is so much better.
And I speak from experience with you. That's not the worst thing you've done driving.
Not at all.
You made a Lunchables on I-89 going 110.
Yeah.
I think that story needs a little more context.
I used to like to do weird shit while I was driving just to prove that I could do it. This was back before I had a cell phone to distract me, and I needed something else to distract me from a monotony of driving. So there was a lot of times where I may have made a sandwich or two, made some Lunchables
pizza snack.
I love, spreading the sauce, you should put it up on the dash, and then you're driving with your left hand and you like sauce it and like scoop out some cheese, put the cheese on it.
Keep in mind, he had a Buick Regal at the time. It
was a beautiful red, the Beagle.
And it had the air ride suspension, so when you hit a bump, it just kept going like this. So he's literally on his knee making a Lunchable. And he hits the bumps and it's just going like this. I'm just like, shouldn't you be driving? He goes, no, I'm driving my knee. I'm like, you're making a Lunchable with your knee.
And this is exactly
our McDonald's people underpaid.
The beautiful assistant asks, and now he can't eat a taco and drive. That was because I only had one shirt with me, Wiferkins, and I didn't want to mess it up before we were on our big anniversary outing. Okay, but McDonald's paying enough. Let's see here. We got companies will do everything but pay you a living wage. McDonald's blasted for offering conditional free iPhone to incentivize applicants. So basically, they're saying this picture went up on Twitter. McDonald's now hiring free iPhone after 6 months of employment and meet employment requirements, which I feel like if you didn't meet the employment requirements, you wouldn't get to 6 months of employment, right? We're just kind of saying the same thing twice.
I mean, I want that iPhone 7.
Is that what it is? I don't know enough about iPhones to judge.
It kind of looks like a 7. It's like an older model.
Oh, okay. But part of me laughed because I'm like, dude, it's just a hiring bonus. And I'm like, every single business in Vermont has a hiring bonus right now because we can't find employees. I think they just worked out a deal with Apple to get old phones. But so basically they said they reached out to McDonald's to verify its authenticity. A tweet from Saturday has 213,000 likes as of this past Monday. And now it's at 226,000 likes, 1.3 thousand. I don't know what that means. Comments.
Yeah. iPhone 6 Plus.
But yeah, it was. Oh God, I forgot what I said. Sometimes the most simple tweets speak the loudest, and Eugene Gluck's tweet spoke volumes. Companies will do everything but pay you a living wage. The tweet was a quoted response meant to blast McDonald's for offering an apparent conditional free iPhone to incentivize prospective applicants. Conditional, like, of course they're not just giving away an iPhone on day one, right? Like,
oh yeah, because then I would find every McDonald's apply, work there for a day, then sell the iPhone, and get more money.
You'd have a sweet eBay iPhone store going on.
Get your boss's number. Go, cool. I quit. Walk out.
Yeah. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, so they talk about, of course, people got their concerns or funny replies and tweets about the free iPhone off all the same. This guy, the employee is after slaving for 6 months and receiving an iPhone plus 6, and his shocked face. And then I'm going to make sure I had this unmuted. This is pretty funny. The manager, when they ask about the free iPhone.
What do you mean by that?
he did like the perfect manager impression. Like, what free iPhone? What are you talking about? But want to know what you guys thought. You think hiring incentives are a good thing, a bad thing? You think this was just because part of me, like, I agree, McDonald's is garbage, and you probably shouldn't work there, but it's a hiring bonus. You know,
Yeah.
that was my opinion.
I mean, what is unemployment giving right now? Like an extra 300 right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the quotes I've seen, it averages out to about $16 an hour. So it's actually more than minimum wage to be on unemployment right now, which really devalues minimum wage, because minimum wage should be a livable wage. Who knows?
Yeah.
I assume in most places it's not.
Sorry.
Oh, Nick.
Damn, that's harsh.
Woo. Oh, our fans going hard.
Damn. Roughing. Yeah, holding. That's not good, man. That's rough. Yeah, I'm jobless, and I still wouldn't work at fucking McDonald's, regardless of the iPhone that they give me. Like I really want to know what version iPhone it is, and also, is it unlocked for my cell phone carrier?
That's a very good point too. Nick said, "Better mix another drink, brother." And Jason just says, "Savage." Yeah, that was brutal.
Oh, man.
Damn. Maybe I talk too much on this fucking podcast or on this show. I need to stop being so personal with my life.
I'm not going to play this video because I don't know what it is, but one of the tweets was them after giving the new employees a 5S.
Oh, that's Skeletor running away.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great incentive. Yeah, there's a couple good memes in here. However, free iPhone jokes aside, the sign and others like it speak to the ongoing concerns as American companies face criticism for their post-pandemic wages. Some economists found that McDonald's has been willing to pay higher wages, but only in concert with local, regional, and national minimum wage increases. In many cases, talking to NPR, an authoritative source, restaurants perceive their pay premiums for workers who were previously earning more than minimum wage. That is, if a worker was making $1 more than the old minimum wage, many McDonald's employees will make sure those workers continue to make $1 more than the new minimum wage, which is okay. However, in the same study, they discovered that McDonald's will raise the pricing of products in correlation to the wage. In essence, a minimum wage increase appears to be a redistribution of wealth from customers to low-wage workers, which raises the question, do these people not understand how fucking businesses work? like, hey, we got to pay our workers more. We're going to have to charge more for the product. Like,
Yeah.
Like they're reporting this like that's breaking news. I'm like, no, dude, that's how business works.
But these corporations are making billions of dollars off the back of starving people, man. And like they
Okay.
I guess I don't know. That's as far as I've ever gotten in that argument. Quite frankly, I get it.
I was ready to hear you out, GW. I'm like,
I got nothing. Like,
dude, if you're that starving, work one day, rob the fucking place when they close, and you'll have food for weeks.
yeah.
Like, work smarter, not harder.
Or go to the dumpster afterwards, because you know they don't lock that shit up, and steal all the fucking burgers that you had to throw out.
The Jason said some are not that bright. Lol. Yeah, they're working. Well, I think the other part of the issue, and I wanted to bring this up, is I see a lot of people who want $20 an hour but have a $5 an hour work ethic. And I think that's a big part of it too. Is that $15 an hour now sounds like that's going to be the new minimum wage. That shit was prime back when I got into the work market. I remember being stoked that my internship offered me $10 an hour instead of the $8.75 I was going to ask for when I first started cooking out of college.
Yeah.
But who knows? Like, how long is that $15 an hour going to be worth what we think of as $15 now?
Dude, I remember when I first started working, minimum wage was like $4, and it sucked dick.
And then the comparison is if we talked to somebody like my father's age, he would have been stoked to work at $4 an hour.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's very, but I find that it's climbing exponentially right now.
I was giving a handful of nickels.
I gotta walk into the convenience store, get a pack of smokes, a sandwich, and a 6-pack of beer with a quarter, and get change back. Like those kinds of stories, and you're like,
yeah,
damn, dude, I'd be lucky if I get change for 100 after that.
Yeah.
Maybe I drink beer that costs too much. Yeah, they talked about other parts of the article. Talked about. And this part I thought was kind of sad. Raising the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour by 2025 would increase wages for at least 17 million people. But the part that nobody wants to talk about, and put 1.4 million Americans out of work. That means that 1.4 million workers are not worth $15 an hour. That's what I thought it meant anyways. But yeah, that was a very long segment on why the drunk is this news, but interesting to hear your guys' opinions. I like that. Anything else?
I ponder if Walmart greeters are making a comeback.
Well, they were the Walmart mask police for a few minutes. I wonder if they changed the title or they just put new responsibilities on the same position.
I want to know who the asshole is that decided that they had to have greeters on the exits of the doors to check fucking receipts. It's like, I just bought this shit. Go fuck off.
The funny part is they never check our receipt. I don't know if it's just that we dress too nice and we look honest or what, but
because you have a woman with you.
Oh.
If you go in by yourself or if we went in together,
we get checked.
We would get checked.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because by myself, I have gone in and bought things and always get stopped. I go in with the wife, go on through. It's like, what the fuck? Just, do you think she's going to stop me from robbing you? He doesn't know half the shit I do.
Then again, can you outrun the 80-year-old that's checking you?
Or the poor kid that has fucking fibromyalgia or something. The only job that he can actually get. Oh, you have cystic fibrosis? Let's put you at the door to check receipts.
Fibro Nigeria.
Yeah.
That's going to be the next pandemic. Watch out, guys. It's coming. This one's not might come from bats. Beautiful assistant comments in. She says, I just pull my mask down and run for it like I stole it. And I will attribute, she says that anytime we leave a Walmart ever, she just looks over at me. She's like, run like you stole it. It just starts walking fast. Like, you're walking fast. That's not running, honey.
Yeah.
We're going to move right into the next topic, unless you guys have anything else you want to talk about on that one. But the next topic is This Week in Viral. By the way, this is going to be a recurring segment too, probably. This Week in Viral. We might be moving to Portland for this amazing opportunity. The best housing ad ever was posted this past week, and I'm pretty sure everybody's going to want to move to Portland after they see this. Rent is $302 per month, 8x8 room. This is the photo attached. Okay with noise. You're located off the living room and by the front door, so you'll hear a lot of traffic. Your walls don't extend all the way to the ceiling, so you'll hear a lot of stuff. You have to be okay with sex workers. We have 3 in our house and frequently have loud sex. What do you guys think? You think this is a good housing opportunity?
I think I want to vomit. It looked like Pierre in a fucking push-up bra.
It does. It's like, I'm a big dude. I don't want to sound like I'm fat shaming here. Although I will. Like if you can not wear pants and take a photo of yourself naked with just the top on, and you're still Facebook and YouTube safe, you need to get on a goddamn treadmill. This is a situation right here. And I found this article because the Post Millennial did an article on this, and I thought it was kind of funny. But the real win is looking. I went to this person's Twitter profile. The best part is this place is a house called the Creatures Co-op, where they have it all laid out. They say, "Hello, we're Creatures Co-op, a queer collective located in Northeast Portland." I almost read that New England Portland just because I'm so used to seeing New England as any. We're a community of 10 creatures, 5 of them being human. It's getting worse. We're looking for one new critter to join us and fill a cheap makeshift room. At least they admit that it's shitty. It is a little bigger than 8x8 and well built out of recycled doors.
Just knock before you enter.
How did they not say upcycled? That's the real question. It is a little bigger than 8x8. It's located just off the living room near the front door. It has some furnishings and can be fully furnished with no trouble at all. Rent is $302 per month with a $300 refundable deposit. Sorry! And utilities range from $60 to $80 a month. We also collect a monthly house funds, which are usually around $15 to $20 per person. Read our mission statement. Creatures Co-op focuses on building a community of creatures that share common goals. We aim to embrace differences, hold accountability for safe and warm spaces, and be as conscientious as possible in the pursuit of a healthy environment. All caterpillars are bad. Don't be an ableist, which is, for those who don't know, saying don't discriminate against handy-capable people. Don't be racist, homophobic, transphobic, misogynist, etc. You must love dogs. We have 3, and some are loud but very lovable. We also have 2 cats, but they don't need you to love them necessarily. They could care less. No pets of your own, please.
Oh, well.
You got to be okay with noise. You're located off the living room and by the front door, so you'll hear a lot of traffic. Your walls don't extend all the way to the ceiling, so you'll be hearing a lot of stuff. You got to be okay with sex workers because we have 3 in our house, and they frequently have loud sex noises. Okay with hosting. We host folks on our couch who are in need of transitional housing for 2 weeks at a time. Have little to no belongings. We have no storage space, and the room is small. Be okay being a secret roommate. The landlord doesn't know it, but also seems not to care. Be willing to contribute to a community environment. We all have weekly chore nights that are important to keep us all pitch in larger chores too. We all contribute to a free food pile. We have monthly housing meetings where we share a meal / do projects and stuff. We all contribute, and we're able to house funds and funds for larger products. Be actively non-judgmental, kind, considerate, and gentle. PM me with any questions to set up the interview. Does this not sound like your dream housing, GW?
I have a question.
I have many.
Maybe we should write them. I don't have a Twitter. G-Dubs, maybe you should tweet them live on the show. Well, let's pull it up. You can shoot tweets over to them and see if they're willing to let the Drunken Under Quarantine show move in.
No. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
And here's why. Because I don't need them fucking having my Twitter address.
You don't want to become a creature for the Creatures Co-op?
No. Well, here's the burning thing that I want to know. You have 3 sex workers in the house. How horrible are you at your job that you can't afford rent?
Yeah, they got to be pretty bad if they're looking for they built a makeshift bedroom.
And can one of the tech workers go into the bedroom if I chip in an extra $5?
I'm like, is that included? Like,
Yeah.
I'm half expecting it to be a blanket fort inside.
Oh, we'll get to the pictures in a second. Nick said the Woodstocker B&B did something like this years ago on Valentine's Day, except they offered free dildos to guests. See, Nick, this sounds like a bed and breakfast that Hickory would run.
I vaguely remember that.
I wish I do, because I would have taken advantage of it. I could use more props for the show.
I'm kind of curious how would you explain that for renter's insurance? I guess it does say you have to be a secret.
Yeah, you're going to be secret
roommate.
And that the landlord doesn't really care. Because I think to own property in Portland, you have to not really care.
I want like does the landlord live on site? Like, did they just see these fucking sex workers bringing in doors going, oh, that must be a kinky new thing going.
They have him over for dinner for the food pile.
Nick said, I'll try to find the ad. The beautiful assistant said, lol, no way. I'm like, but we could be such contributing members to this space. Think about it, hun. We could go live there when our house is being torn down. We're getting the new one.
Here's the irony. Your room is made out of recycled doors, but your actual main door is a curtain. Did you notice that?
I think it was a shower curtain even.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let me sorry.
Kind of looked plastic.
Yeah, right there. I don't know. No, it looks like curtains. I want to say
and it's ripped. Or is that just two of them?
I think that's two of them.
Yeah, I think that's two curtains. Hey, at least they have a cheap guitar. I think that might even be the guitar I have. They got a cute teddy bear.
That's the retaining wall.
They got reading materials, which I wish I could zoom in more and see what the hell all these books works. I wonder if they're like guides on how to be better sex workers.
They're definitely not cookbooks for the food pile.
Mark said a joyous night with the Woodstocker. Nick Waters said slip and slide. The beautiful assistant said, I think she was responding to Nick's comment that it's different owners now. Nick responded with yes. So I don't know if they're having a conversation in the chat, but that's totally cool too. Yeah, this is a winning site right here. Some of the comments are pretty good too. Desperately need to know why it couldn't just be $300 even. Yeah, it was what, 302 per month. like that's to probably fund one of these ladies, like the amount of condoms she uses per month, just like $2 worth. I don't know.
She upcycles her condoms.
The single string of lights is sending me. Yeah, that's pretty good too.
I could only imagine if those were black lights.
I guarantee it took a minimum of 6 house meetings to come up with that number. Honestly,
we want to make a profit on the new place, but we have to have it be economical for the entire situation.
Warning, the photo with the bookshelf and the guitar, that's not the room. No, they didn't even actually show the inside of the room in these two photos. It's just the outside. So whatever is beyond these doors is the actual room. So who knows?
I couldn't even get my bed in there.
You can't have any belongings, remember?
Yeah.
Jason said the $2 for a hand job. You get one a month, Jason. That seems like a good business practice. That would sure
don't get high off your own supply, man.
That would certainly keep the people staying. That's for sure. God, what a shit show that place is, huh? I saw another article today, and I didn't have time to like look into it or bring it up, but some conservative figure said that the murder rate in Portland has jumped like 1,600%, and the fact checkers came back with, actually, we fact checked this, it's only 800%.
Oh,
which seemed like the biggest troll ever. It's just you overquote the number, and then they come back with the factual information that is still awful.
But they got to claim that it was false.
That's right. It was false. It was fake news. Fake news, everybody. Moving right along. This one was interesting. Bringing the troops home. The National Guard's finally leaving D.C. after 5 months, almost 6 months since the worst day of American history. The troops in D.C. are finally returning home. It's a political article, so she's a little biased, but they basically said the military presence has been a regular fixture for lawmakers and staff since mid-January, with troops scattered throughout the Capitol for high-profile events such as the impeachment of former President Trump and the inauguration of President Biden. Their exit comes as Capitol Police and other Hill security features have raced to address shortcomings exposed by the riot, including thorough installation of new leadership. The only issue is I think they're not talking about new leadership in D.C., just for the security forces. So I don't really think that's going to fix anything. Right. What do you guys think? You think it's finally time to say, hey, 26,000 people?
I honestly thought they were already gone.
Exactly.
I didn't even know they were still there.
Yeah, we don't hear much about it. But yeah, from what I've seen from a couple of people I follow that live in DC, that there's been, up until about a month ago, there were still like checkpoints in the city where you could not go down certain streets without having to check in with a guy in uniform with a rifle. And they said it like DC felt militarized for a while.
Wow.
And they want to be a state.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. The worst parts for me was like they didn't even treat these dudes well. You know what I mean? Like all I kept seeing in the beginning was like, oh, they're sleeping in a parking garage with two outhouses and one outlet plug to charge their phones with. And then I was like, oh, 6 members of the National Guard got food poisoning from eating undercooked chicken. It was just like, what the fuck are we doing? How is it that bad in the nation's capital? like soldiers in Afghanistan get treated better than that. I don't understand.
I mean, you only have an insurgents every every couple decades.
I guess it depends on how you define an insurgents. Because I seem to remember that the Ladies' March did about the same thing, but nobody talked about that like it was the end of our republic.
Well, yeah, because that's bitches. Yeah,
they're wearing pink hats. They're harmless.
Yeah. What are those broads going to do?
But if you take that pink hat and you just add a little bit of color and make it red, super evil.
Game over.
Yep, yeah. Super evil. Especially you put some white lettering on the front of it. My God. Awful. But yeah, so basically right now they're still trying to, even though it's been documented that they specifically didn't up staffing for Capitol Police, even though former President Trump said, hey, maybe we should bump up our security. There's a shitload of people coming to DC. They didn't. But now they're asking for $1.9 billion in emergency funding to bolster Capitol security.
Sure, let's take it from the military industrial complex.
Yeah, I figure there's plenty of free money there.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll just keep the machine printers going. Brr.
Maybe that's why they're releasing all this footage about UFOs and stuff. They're like, we got to cut the funding from Area 51 at some point.
we need to get the public super concerned before that way they'll demand more research funding.
Yeah,
that's a great idea. Yeah, House Democrats last week passed roughly $1.9 billion emergency funding intended to bolster Capitol security, including tens of millions of dollars to help Capitol Police boost hiring, training, and other support services. Oh my God. I wonder why the police would have a hard time fucking hiring right now.
Quick, work for the Capitol Police. In 6 months, you get a free iPhone.
And you get like everybody to hate you, and the media talks shit about you the whole time. Although not necessarily true of the Capitol Police. I feel like they're the only police that the media actually held with high regard last year. Right? Like all the cops in the U.S. that don't do anything, the Capitol Police were like, look at these heroes. They saved Senator
much.
Pelosi, you know.
Who was down the street
Yeah,
and away from this.
they saved AOC, who was in a completely different building, and she still has PTSD, but
It was like scary guys, and oh my god,
There's a guy dressed as a yak with face paint.
I thought it was Man Bear Pig come to life.
oh my god,
Elmore, what are you doing here?
a woman died, guys. This isn't funny.
Yeah, it's crazy that the only people who died in the riot were rioters. That's wild. I can't imagine. They passed $1.9 billion. No House Republicans supported the bill, with some arguing that it contains extraneous provisions, which they don't happen to label in the article because it's Politico. And it's probably, other stuff like $10 million for Pakistani gender studies and other stupid shit that they do with our money. Always smoking on the porch. I don't know what you mean, Nick, but I'm with you. It's about firing up time.
A rare swing and a miss from Nick.
Yeah, I'm a little confused, but maybe they'll clarify. Basically Pelosi just said the Senate must act. Pelosi said in the statement Monday, calling for the GOP to back the security funding bill and a separate commission to investigate the events of January 6th. Even though, you'd think that shit would be done, right? Like, it's been 5 months. Like, you'd think they have plenty of time to scroll through some, Facebook groups and go through Twitter to see how this thing worked. There's no time to waste or room for partisanship in keeping our capital and country safe. I would agree, Nancy, but how are we keeping our country safe when we're spending $1.9 billion on the Capitol? That I don't care. I hate to say that I'm out of sympathy for these assholes. I really wanted to care the first couple weeks after, but after all the I have PTSD and the news constantly talking about this was the worst thing that's ever happened in the US.
To be honest, I didn't even care when it was happening. I was like a bunch of fucktards and just storming the fucking Capitol because they think their fucktard leaders should have been president. Who cares? It's not like the president has any functional responsibilities. He's just a figurehead. Everything else is run by the fucking Congress and his cabinet,
his staff.
Yeah,
all the unnamed people that just live there forever and are forever politicians.
See, I was under the impression as soon as you got up and over the wall, you instantly got shot.
That's what I was hoping.
And I'm like, how didn't they just shoot the first 3 people that came over the fence? I'm like, well, guys, we're not storming today.
Yeah, that's what I was under the impression too. But apparently, that's just the White House, not the Capitol building.
Fuck them congressmen.
Just ridiculous. The whole thing is crazy. I don't get the whole thing that it was literally 600 people who went in there, and half of them were fucking 80 and confused and had no idea where they were or what they were doing.
They thought they were going to fucking Cracker Barrel.
I'm like, apparently it was take your grandma to Insurrection Day. I don't know what kind of crazy things they're coming up with in DC, but that's what it felt like to me. It's just man, we're making a big deal about 600 idiots doing something.
Right.
Especially when there's been other big events in the U.S. that nobody talks about for whatever reason.
Lollapalooza.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely more than 600 idiots there.
Yeah, a lot of idiots.
When's Burning Man?
Didn't they cancel it last year? I don't know. I heard that they didn't do Burning Man last year.
Well, yeah, COVID.
I know, but it's
Burning Man. They're all on acid. It burns out COVID.
Yeah, and they're outside.
Yeah,
and you went. From what I've heard, and I don't know for sure, but you had to take a gas mask anyways because it's in the middle of a desert, and when sandstorms kick up, you got to be ready to just throw a mask on because otherwise you'll be breathing in sand and shit. I've heard it's really gnarly. I don't know though. It's not my scene.
No.
No, I drink too much to be that responsible. Go to a
I
thing
am
like that.
not a fan of hippies. That's
See, I like art, and I like the fact that there's a giant Thunderdome there, because that sounds badass. But now that we have a neighbor down the road that has a mini Thunderdome, I'm not really interested in going to see the little one. Which reminds me, G-Dubs, we gotta go do a photo shoot at my neighbor's house at some point. He's got a mini Thunderdome.
Nice.
Like he welded one together. It's pretty dope.
That's cool.
We can be Master Blaster. Who runs Barter Town? We run Barter Town.
That'd be awesome.
We don't need another heat. I'm gonna stop there before we get kicked.
Yeah, we're scared about copyrights, Captain, because our vocals are so close to realistic that, you know, we might get a copyright strike on the show if we sing too much. So
I've gotten 2 on my YouTube. Well, not strikes, but I've gotten 2 emails saying no, stop it.
Oh, okay.
One was just from a song playing on my radio on my bike while recording, and you could barely hear like 3 words, and it picked it up.
Oh, wow.
And then the other one was just the WWE was mad because I used the Macho Man clip.
Oh,
Like a full one? Like how
8
long was
seconds.
They were pissed off about 8 seconds.
Literally him going, "I am the cream." I can't do a Macho Man voice. I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah. I'm not very good at it, but we watched the have you been watching the biography
Yeah.
ones? G-Dubs, have you watched those?
no.
Macho Man's was really good because like most of the ones I've seen so far, like I know the whole story. Like when we watch Stone Cold's, I'm like telling my wife what's going to happen before it happens, and we
This
just
is
watch
the part where he beat his wife.
I'm like, this is it's the part where he's about to get hurt. Okay, that's what's gonna happen. Is Owen's gonna lay out this fucking pile driver wrong, and and then I'm like, it's okay though.
He went to his butt, not his knees.
Because karma gets him in the end. You know, the story resolves. And then, sorry, that was a really dark joke. And then Shawn Michaels one was kind of the same because I kind of basically knew the story. But Macho Man was early enough that I wasn't like into wrestling in his early days, so I didn't know as much of his backstory, and it was really interesting.
Yeah.
But I found like the entire day after, I'm just like walking around work like, oh yeah. You know what I'm gonna do, brother? I'm gonna do a fat line of coke. I'm gonna come out and cut a promo with fucking white powder all over my face.
The guy was nuts.
Oh, he was so great though.
Tell you something, brother.
The best part of that biography was the realization that the guy who made all of Randy Savage's outfits was the guy who outfitted like all the major pimps of the 70s and 80s.
Nice.
And after outfitting Savage, other wrestlers went to him and he became a fucking millionaire. But he was literally a wardrobe designer for pimps. Like pimps would go to him and be like, "Hey, player, I need a new jacket," you know, and he'd like make ridiculous pimp suits for pimps. And whoever the guy was that introduced Randy to him happened to know this guy, and poof, and now that guy's a millionaire and wrestling history. That's pretty wild.
I want to know that meaning. Hey, I saw your jacket on Snowflake Slim, and tell you what, brother, I want a jacket too. Dig it.
Snip into a Slim Jim. Yeah, I can't do it right now.
Yeah.
I'm not in the right mood. I need like a good old bump to get into Macho Man mode, but I feel like smoking a cigarette first helps you get that graveliness too. I don't know.
I think so.
I try. Mine sounded like Michael Cera doing a fucking Macho Man impersonation.
And Captain, you got a few minutes, right? We're not keeping you too long.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay, we got one more.
He's already out. He's fine.
I just like to check. You know, I don't want you getting in trouble with the missus, especially in her current.
Oh, she got the hormones now.
Yeah,
oh, you're in trouble.
I'm trying to protect my friends here. Okay.
No, the downstairs is stocked with sweets and whatever.
You got plenty of pickles.
Plenty of pickles.
Plenty of pickles.
Well, clearly his wife is pregnant.
Yeah, you gotta have pickles.
Yep.
I feel like that's the only time my wife would want pickles. Not that we've tested the theory or anything.
I bet his pickle. That's what I was talking about.
Honey.
Snap into a kosher dill. That's last subject we're gonna move right into. This should be fun. 3 married guys discuss dating apps. This is sure to be enlightening. So to be honest, I just wanted to lay out first off, like, I don't know about you guys' history with dating apps is that Tinder came along way the fuck after I was married, and I all I know is you swipe left and swipe right, and that's only because of like videos and memes and people talking about it. Back in my day, it was like there was like OkCupid and Plenty of Fish and Match.com, and I remember eHarmony. I remember one time when I was like 16 years old, 17 years old, I spent 3 hours filling out a goddamn eHarmony profile.
Oh, Jesus.
Because it was like really in depth, right? Because they were like the one that was going to be like, you fill out all these questions, we're going to match you up with the person that is like perfect for you. I spent 3 hours filling that fucker out for them to be like, yeah, there's nobody in our database that even remotely fits your qualifications. It's like, you sons of bitches. You could have at least like pointed out somebody that I, wouldn't like just so I feel good about it. But I don't know. What do you guys have any, and not to get you in trouble. So that's not the point. Any dating app history in the past?
See, back when I lived in a commune, we
find something new about GW on this show every week. Apparently, GW was trying to be Bernie Sanders at one point.
Was it a creature commune?
It was close to it. There was 3 of us and 3 cats, so there were 6 of us in the house. Rent was actually about the same, $300 a month. Anyways, it was a fun place. We named the house Chuck. So every time you walked in, be like, "What up, Chuck?" Yeah. So we had one computer, and I had some sort of OkCupid dating app thing on the computer. And what we'd do is we'd get high and drink and go through all the possible like tabs of available women that fit my criteria just to see what was out there and laugh at them because they were so sad and lonely. Like there was one woman who emailed me and said, "Hey," and I emailed her back and was like, "Are you sure you wanted to talk to me?" She's like, "No, that was an accident. I'm sorry."
That's brutal.
Like, I don't know how I feel about that, but thank you. Clearly, I was not her type.
You don't have to comment if you don't want to, Captain.
Well, I met my wife on Plenty of Fish.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
A happy story about.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll skip the not so happy parts then.
You can tell it as romantically as you'd like, my friend.
I was going to say, previous to me meeting my wife on there, I was suspended from the app about 2 or 3 times. I didn't necessarily have a filter back then. And when a girl would message me and they were the damn category, and they start with, "How would you like to take me out to dinner?" And I would respond with, "I can't afford that." I would find myself within 10 minutes being suspended for harassment. So luckily, I met my wife after I got unsuspended, and it was we actually met once before that at a bar, and she was with a mutual friend. I said hi. She was just in her phone, so she just like hi. That's it. First time I ever met my future wife. And then a couple months later, I see a picture of her on the app. I'm like, "Oh, I know you." And then rest is history.
So you did remember her. It wasn't like a accidental realization later.
It wasn't necessarily accidental.
Okay.
But the whole Tinder thing, I don't get what happens if you go left or if you go right. I don't know. But Plenty of Fish and OkCupid had it set up. OkCupid had it so you filled out the questionnaire much like eHarmony, less stupid. It's just, you know, do you like butt stuff? Yes. And then I'll match you people that like butt stuff.
And that was the one with like 5,000 optional questions, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I remember at one point in my life, it was like almost my goal to fill all the questions. I'm pretty sure I got like 3,000 deep before I was like,
there's no end.
There's no way I'm finishing this. And I don't think I've responded to all of them because you get drunk or high and your values would change on the certain subjects. And it would be like, I think back and I'd be like, I don't know if that was like a deal breaker or not, but I can't remember if I said like braided hair was a deal breaker or not. It was like stupid questions like that.
How do you feel about the letter E? I never thought about this.
Neutral.
I
like it. You like the letter E?
I prefer it lowercase. That's my only real opinion.
I personally like it with an umlaut.
With a what?
Umlaut. The two dots.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Good use of vocabulary, my friend. Nick said, hopefully it wasn't you that posted that ad, Captain. He means about that room for rent.
Yeah.
Nope.
I charge $305.
Yeah, it's 302s for the trashy ones.
I don't like having singles.
Hand job. That's
get it straight, Nick. Captain runs a high class brothel. Okay, not one of those high class. Yeah, all the pinkies up. They drink tea. It's pretty wonderful over there.
That's why I always get people from Florida. You meet the weirdest people from Florida.
But talking about dating profiles, Tinder, Match, and Bumble and other dating apps to offer boost to singles who got vaccinated, which is probably the weirdest vaccine promotion I've heard of so far. But they said, and it was the USA Today, they said, don't just swipe right. Soon you can super swipe to promote vaccinations. I'm not sure what a super swipe is, but dating apps are making it easier for singles to find others who have been vaccinated for COVID-19. The Biden administration announced Friday, in what may be the first time the White House promoted digital matchmaking. I think it might be part of me thinking it's the birth rates are so low in this country that they have to. Like we're finally at a point where we're like, okay, if everybody says not to have kids still, like we're gonna run out of people to work at McDonald's soon.
Can we just bring back the show Singled Out and just have people walk around circles and you're just like, yeah, you're cute.
Yeah, see, I like that idea. I missed that show. Carmen Electra was great.
We actually used to do a version of that show at my college.
Oh, really?
But you wouldn't be able to do now. But yeah, we'd auction off dates for people.
But you can't really single people out anymore, right, G-dubs? It has to be like all-inclusive dating show where like everybody gets matched with somebody.
On today's episode, we match people who classify themselves as a toaster oven.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Leprechaun episode. Something about green and being all happy all the time just gets me randy. The administration says new features, including badges and other premium features, launching over the next several weeks by Tinder, Hinge, Match, OkCupid, Bumble, BLK, which I don't know. Do you guys know what BLK is?
Black.
Okay. I would guess it's a really inclusive dating app for non-Caucasian people.
Why isn't Farmers Only on there?
That's a very good question. And other dating sites will help President Joe Biden reach his goal of getting at least one shot in the arm of 70% of adults by July 4th. More than 60% of the U.S. has already had at least one shot, according to the government, because they're always worth trusting. We finally found one thing that makes us all more attractive, a vaccination, said Andy Slavet, a White House senior advisor on the COVID-19 response. Which makes me wonder, so are they going to have a separate corral for idiots like me, where it's like, yeah, I don't have time to get it because I work too much, which means if I was single, I wouldn't really have time to pay attention to either. But I do have the resources to pay for your food occasionally.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that would be at this point in my life, that would be my dating profile. It's like if something awful happened and I was a single dude all of a sudden, like my dating profile would be like, hey, I'm an essential worker and I have a fun side gig as a magician and I work all the time and I'm probably not going to pay much attention to you, but I do like the occasional booty call and I can pay for some stuff. like what are you up to? I also don't want anybody who's got 5 other dudes just like me. But if you want to be like a once a week type of thing, that's all you're looking for because you're a busy career woman who also does drunk magic.
I don't know if I would even be able to do dating apps. Like if something happened with the wife and I, like she has ruined me for other women. Like,
I joke that like if the beautiful assistant says all the time, I'm like, yeah, honey, you're my favorite wife. And she's like, you're my only wife. And I respond with, yeah, and you will only ever be my only wife because I will never get married again as long as I live.
Yes.
And she's like, well, so you just have random bitches? And I'm like, no, dude, I'd be like a MGTOW dude.
Yeah.
I would sell the house. I would build a bus. I would save money and travel around, and that's it. I would live in like literally a converted bus. That's what I would do if I was single again.
Like at my age, man, like there's no way in hell that I would be able to date again. Because, well, first off, I don't want kids. And I was lucky enough to find a woman that doesn't want kids also. Which good for us. We matched and made it. But if I dated again, like I'm in like divorced mom territories where they're still bitter about the fucking exes. I'm like, that's not my drama.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
They say beginning on May 24th, daters can add a I'm vaccinated profile badge and be featured within OkCupid's Vaccinated Stacks, a new matching system that lets users search by vaccination status, because that's not creepy as fuck. Vaccinated people will also receive a free boost to move their profiles to the front of a dater stack. People who are vaccinated or plan to get vaccinated receive 14% more matches on OkCupid than people who don't plan to get vaccinated, according to the researchers from the company.
What the hell's a stack?
Which is just a friendly reminder that OkCupid, I don't know if you guys remember this, but they put out research about their hits and misses like 3 weeks ago or 3 months ago. Might have been longer than that. Might have been last year. That they actually had to retract because the actual information pissed off so many people, because it was like the real facts about like, okay, this percent of men get all the messages from all the women, and this percentage of men get rejected by all the women. And basically pointed out the fact that the top 10% of dudes have like free reign over the entire herd.
Oh yeah.
And also about like hookup status and stuff like that. And people got really pissed off because it basically confirmed that an alpha Chad is what every chick wants, even though she may be like, no, I don't want that. I don't like manly. I don't like a dude with muscles and abs and money and a car and like although
stable housing.
Yeah, they kind of proved that's exactly what what women on the dating site want. And people got really, really upset by it. So
I want the guy that's like 2 months away from getting his free iPhone at McDonald's.
It's not about the job; it's about the personality.
He has a 6-month plan.
Yeah,
get iPhone.
I want the guy that's like Dickie B and who's just like sucking himself off underneath a bridge somewhere, just hissing at people. Yeah, I don't think anybody says that though. You know, like that's what they pretend, but the real truth is like, yeah, I want a big burly alpha that can pick up a car, and I want Captain America. That's really what I want in a man.
That's America's ass.
That's right. You got some, or maybe some of that Spider-Man, dude. He had a hell of a booty. The maybe 2 Spider-Mans ago. I don't know. There's so many. I like losing track now.
Andrew Garfield.
Maybe he was the one before the Spider-Verse one, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
Yep, that one. Hell of a booty on that guy. He actually had a better ass than Captain Marvel, which is
Well, dude,
It was all padding.
Brie Larson does not have an ass.
I know, but you think they would have at least padded out the costume to make it appear like she might have had one?
I have more of an ass, and I mean, look at this thing. It's flat, and I got more to give than Brie Larson.
Yeah,
Like,
Jebs, we have a very similar looking ass, especially post quarantine here. Haven't been doing quite as many deadlifts as I should, and yeah, kind of flat on the booty section right now. Nick said, or in a van down by the river, which seems to come up on the show all the time. I don't know why, but something about vans down by the river comes up all the time.
You know what that's from, right?
The song, right?
No, that's
No.
from
Saturday Night Live.
yeah, Matt Foley and motivational speaker.
Oh, okay.
Harley Scott.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I know that Tim Pool talks about it once in a while on his show, but yeah, I didn't know that. I'll have to
Live in a van down by the river.
because I know that Tim every once in a while says he's just going to leave the world and take his van down by the river. But okay, so that's what that's
where
from.
you get from.
I didn't know that.
If you end up watching that on YouTube, there's a part of that where Chris Farley falls down and he crashes through the table. It wasn't even scripted.
Oh yeah.
So like David Spade's sitting on the couch and he's just like, but he just let him play it out. That because that's how Chris Farley was. But that was one of my most favorite sketches.
The final part they hear, which it's great that there's an ad for beef because I feel like this is what it must feel like shopping on Twitter. You're like, yeah, I want that one, not that one. Swipe right. They say on Tinder, vaccinated users get elevated to premium content such as super like option to help them stand out amongst potential matches. Members can also add "I'm vaccinated" or "Vaccine Save Lives" sticker to their profile. For the unvaccinated, Tinder will offer information, including where to get vaccinated through a new vaccine center. Alongside with vaccinated badges, Bumble and Badoo will give vaccinated users credits for premium features such as Spotlight and Super Swipes across both apps. Searchers on BLK, the largest dating app for black singles, okay, I think you're right, G-Dubs, will get a free boost by be one of the first profiles seen by potential matches when they add a Vaxified badge to their profile starting June 1st. The Vacundo profile badge on Chispa, the largest dating app for Latino singles in English and Spanish, will likewise boost a user's profile. So I don't even feel like I can ask for that. So there's dating apps for Latinos and Black specific. Am I allowed to join those? Or is that like you know what I mean? Like I'm wondering if it's like we're going back in that direction where like pretty soon there's going to be one called WHT. And
No, see, that would be racist.
oh, that's a good point, GW. Sorry. Yeah, I forgot. We've got to I have a hard time with the double standards that we're living under sometimes. But yeah, the whole the funny part was I saw a comment. I was looking at this. I forget what YouTuber talked about this that I watched a video of, and one of the comments they were listed off were like, this dude got banned from Bumble for asking a chick if she worked out. Like full on, like yeeted right off the platform, like not even like a hey, this is a ban for harassment. Like deleted his profile for asking somebody if they worked out, and I was just like, that seems like a pretty big deal as far as dating goes. Like that, you might want to make sure that the person that you're like gonna spend time meeting and getting invested with has a similar lifestyle to yours. But
Right.
That kind of sounds like the start of a bad joke. Hey, girl, you work out?
I was waiting for a punchline because
I got nothing.
Oh, I was gonna say we've had so many bad jokes on the show. I was ready for you to lay one out.
Wait, hold on. Let me think of one. Hey, girl, you work out? Because I see you running around my mind all day.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Or you work out, because I've been in the gym just doing these squats for the bots. That's what we call it when you take photos on Instagram, because it just seems like that's who pays attention to lifting stuff. It's just a bunch of bots. And the squats for the brats.
Girl, do you wake out? Because I would deadlift that ass. Huh? Yeah.
Yeah, girl. Yeah.
I got one. All right. Girl, do you work out? Because Planet Fitness has free Pizza Friday.
I forgot about that.
They actually do?
They do.
Yeah.
Once a month they have free pizza.
Dude, and it's only $10. So, like, in theory, you can get your money's worth out of the gym membership just showing up for free pizza. But they also have, like, a lunk alarm. So if you're, like, too loud or you grunt or drop something.
You lift a weight and you go, oh. It starts going off.
An alarm goes off, and then they come over and kick you out.
Yeah.
If you lift too much weight, like you put too much weight on the leg press machine, even though this machine isn't meant to take that amount of weight, they'll kick you out. Planet Fitness is a weird, like, it's really funny. There's a lot of YouTube videos of jack dudes just going there to get kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it's $10 a month. Who cares, right? Like, you get kicked out of a couple, and you can get a lot of views on a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Yep, that's Planet Fitness. I always laugh when I see them. There wasn't a mall. Like the last Planet Fitness I saw was in a mall with a fake weed shop, a GNC, and an escape room place. And I'm like, God damn it, this would have been the weirdest first date ever.
Just start at the pot shop and work your way down.
Like, honey, we're going to get some CBD weed. We're going to get real high. We're going to go and eat free pizza Friday. I'm a membership.
And then have a panic attack in the escape room when you can't get out.
Then we're going to be
now. We are stuck here.
It's going to be, oh God, what was the Of the Dead movie in the mall? I can't remember. Dawn of the Dead? Like, that's going to be the life. Anyways, that's pretty much all we got. Although Nick just said, my friend just got 2 state records in New Hampshire for benching 600. Holy fuck, Nick.
Jesus.
I assume that's equipped, right? Like, he's not a raw bencher. There's probably like half a person watching that knows what the hell I'm talking about right now. I actually follow powerlifting, so that's why I asked. But the difference being raw would be like raw, like you're allowed to wear wrist wraps. Equipped would be you'd be allowed to wear a bench shirt, which is like a super tight shirt that takes the it's really hard to stretch, so it absorbs some of it and lets you push out easier. But there is a large difference in the two. Yeah, crazy. Nick Waters said crazy shit. I'm like, yeah, 600 is crazy shit. Dude, fucking deadlifting 600 is pretty crazy. The fact that the dude benched it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I have no idea what any of that means.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a dork about shit like that. I like it.
I need to start working out, I guess.
I agree. You need to do some of the squats for the bots and those rows for the hose. Bench shirt. Yep. Yeah, which means that dude could still probably bench 400 naked. That's pretty impressive. That's a lot more. That's benching a whole shitload more than most people will ever squat, which is pretty incredible. Yeah, sorry to get into the lifting chat there at the end. At some point, Captain, we keep joking that we're gonna start another podcast about fitness, and it's gonna be called Hickory, the Swole, and Under Pharmaceutical Assistance. And it's gonna be about fitness and drugs. It's very fun.
So we actually need to wait like 1 more minute so we can actually say that we have an 1.5 hour long show.
Well, we will once the credits play out. Plus, we
that's right.
Plus, we got times for plugs. So, Captain, please plug your stuff. Let people know where they can find you other than CaptainGranite.com, your number one source for Captain Granite ads and apparel and fun information. And yeah, I don't know what else.
I mean, I'm on all the socials: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. I've been streaming on Twitch a lot more lately.
What do you play? A lot of Call of Duty or?
PUBG
Okay.
lately. Yeah, and then off and on Dead by Daylight, but mostly PUBG and also Discord. I also have a Discord server up, and
Oh, nice.
a lot of good people in there. I have like 90 plus people in there, and we focus a lot on mental health and
That's
being positive and helping each other out.
Not to derail, and that's awesome. Like really, really good work there, sir. What is Dead by Daylight? Is that like a zombie game?
It's a survival horror kind of game.
Okay.
You got killers like Freddy, Leatherface, Ghostface. After you have to repair like a couple generators to open up the gates. You're basically in purgatory. And each character has kind of different skills. And you have to open up the gate and get out. Otherwise, you get put up on the meat hook.
So it's multiple player, like you play with other people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Four survivors, one killer.
That's really fun. That sounds cool.
Yeah,
I'll have to,
it is a lot of fun.
to check that out. Nick Waters commented, it's a good show, guys. Thanks, Nick. We appreciate you hanging out with us. G-Dubs, social plugs?
Find me on YouTube, Foley Kills the Podcast. Episode 3 is up. Next Monday, episode 4 drops.
Woo! Almost on the same schedule as the show, although it will be, because you just said episode 3, and this was, yeah. So the 4th episode will come out soon after the 4th episode of the Drunken Under Quarantine show, and we're roughly within the same week. So
nice. Yeah.
Just a fun fact that nobody worked out, but it happened to work that way, because sometimes the universe is weird. Just like how Gandhi's spanking AOC over here. I did want to say, Collen, we wish you the best. Sorry you weren't here. G-Dubs plugs, plug the podcast, and then you can find GW Foley at Foley Kills on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah. Fuck Parlor. I've been having too much issues with the app that it's not worth it. Fair.
The only time I really use Parlor anymore is when I post things that I know I'll get banned on other sites for posting. When I have those jokes that come to my head that I'm like, this is really funny, but I can't post this on Facebook because my show will be gone. I go over to Parlor and like, hey, you guys don't mind this shit.
I tried, and I kept getting kicked out of the app and re-signing in, and then I couldn't clear my alerts for it. And I got up to like 100 and something alerts, and I'm like, fine, the app's gone.
Pull the plug.
Yeah.
Okay. And I, of course, am Hickory the Drunken Underwhelming. You can find me at Hickory TDAU on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Parlor. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Been putting out some content, and it's been fun. I've been doing some reaction videos and shit. It's been cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Unfortunately, Collen couldn't be here, but also at Collen D and Woolen Comedy Club. He'll be back next week. We'll be back with Ryan Kenyon. It'll be fun to have him back on the show. Miss that dude. And then we're going to take a week to ourselves. And then after that, we'll be talking about some very exciting things going on in the future with the show, and also the future of live shows, because that's going to be coming back. And Captain, we'll have to have you up. Even though you're not a comic, we'll have to have you come over to a show and check it out and hang out with us. And that would be super fun. Who knows, you can tell a moto vlogging story or something. That'd be cool. I'd be really into that. I'd be into having like a couple shows at the comedy club where it's like guests who don't do comedy doing comedy. I think that would be really fun. Like, put them all on the spot. Like, hey, you don't tell jokes? Come tell jokes tonight. It'll be cool. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this episode. Episode 4 of Drunken Under Quarantine Show Season 2, presented by Woolen Comedy Club. Captain, thank you as always, my friend. It's super good to see you.
Thank you guys for having me.
I still think we need to like get a class of 2005 reunion show together where we get like Chris Hayes on, and maybe we get like another classmate or two, and we all have that'd be super fun.
Hell yeah. That'd be awesome.
Do something silly like that. And GW, thank you as always, my friend. It's always awesome to see you. And I love you, brother.
Love you too, man.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. So please like, subscribe, follow us. Thank you guys for watching. Nick, Lukester, I know you're probably not watching. It seems like it should be way past your bedtime, but thanks for checking out the show, and I'll let your dad know that I was pretty stoked that you hopped on. Anyways, that's all we got for this
Don't
week.
tell his dad what I've said.
Yeah, I'm hoping he didn't watch that part of the show because I don't want the poor kid to get in trouble because he clicked on my channel. You know, like his dad knows what kind of content I produce. But I, of course, am Hickory the Drunk and Underwhelming, imploring you all to stay safe, stay drunk, stay underwhelming. Most importantly, in these trying times, stay fucking sane. And we'll see you guys next week.
And so I didn't get a chance to take my pants off.